everyone, I'm Heidi. I am Ozzy and Zeke's mom. Today I'm going to talk to you about something called AnimalBiome. And I can actually say as a customer of AnimalBiome that it's an awesome product. I would like to give you an overview about what this product is about and how it works and how you actually collect the test to get your results back, and then we'll actually look at what happens once Zeke starts taking the medication. Now let me start from the beginning. When we picked up Zeke as a kitten at age 12 weeks, he had a sneeze, and he sneezed before we even got to the car. Well, we knew he had a vet appointment within 2 days, so we wanted to make sure that it wasn't anything serious. Now, evidently, it's very common for kittens, whether they come from a breeder or from a shelter, to get what they call an upper respiratory infection. And so generally speaking, it's best to treat it right away and give them an antibiotic shot. Now, Zeke already had diarrhea when I got him home, and I kept him on the same cat food that the breeder had been giving him. But I think that probably his biome was never quite normal. And so what ends up happening, a lot of times, like, people will switch cat foods, or they'll give their cat an antibiotic shot or something like that, and then their biome just, it loses the natural microbes that it would normally use. And unfortunately, it causes all sorts of problems down the road. So after he was treated for an upper respiratory infection with an antibiotic shot, of course, his stools didn't get better. And I tried all sorts of different food, and we tried prebiotics and probiotics. And Zeke's stool would get a little bit harder, but it never was like fully firm the way it should be. And it wasn't the right color either. So sorry for the gruesome details, but we kept going back and forth with the vet. The vet tried steroids, which didn't work very well. And I started to do some research on my own. And I finally came across what somebody recommended was called a fecal transplant. So we actually consulted with an internal medicine veterinarian, and he actually referred us to this company that's called AnimalBiome. And they make this product for dogs as well if you have the same sort of issue with your dog. So that was really exciting. He got me 30 of the pills, just a 30-day supply of the pills, and within 2 days of taking it, Zeke was like back to being a normal kitty. Now, of course, the veterinarian recommended that I do the entire 30-day supply, but things went really well until just recently. And you might have seen our last video, Zeke had to get more antibiotics because he had to get the rest of his teeth pulled. Once again, we're back to this soft stool and his biome being messed up. I'm going to show you how to gather this fecal material and get it analyzed. We're going to send it off and we'll get the results back, and then you can see day by day how Zeke's stool gets better. To start out with, let's talk about this kit. So inside the kit, when you get your kit back, you'll have a pamphlet, and this pamphlet goes through the step-by-step instructions of how to take the sample. It has a cute little sticker. There are 2 swabs, kind of like the ones that, like, when you go to the doctor and they press your tongue down to, like, if you have strep throat. There's 2 of those swabs, and then there's also a wooden stick. So you don't want to have to touch the poop at all, and so they give you a wooden stick so that you can stir it up and not have to deal with it yourself. They give you a pair of gloves. Once again, you don't want to touch any of the sample or the sampling fluid. There are 2 containers to put the stool samples in, and then there is a mailing label. So you don't want to get rid of your box. You're going to need that box because inside the box there is a special area here so that you can put the vials right side up in the box. This also will give you the registration number so that when you go to register your sample, which you are required to do, or the scientists that get the stool samples, they're not going to know who it belongs to. So we're going to do that on our website as well. The first part of the process is to actually grab your kitty's poo. Grab poop that is as clean and fresh as possible. Obviously Zeke has already kind of covered it up, so I'm going to have to break it open. Also, you want to get your chart out to try to compare it, and Zeke's is between, I would say, like a 4 on there, which is a little more firm, or possibly a 5, which is getting a little bit runny, and that's where his poo is. And then you're going to want to break it up, and once again try to keep it from getting into the kitty litter, and try to keep that sample clean. You're going to put it into your sample vial, and you're going to break it off. They've given you a second Q-tip as well, so that you can get 2 samples cleanly and get that sent off to the lab for analysis. We're going to go to the website app.animalbiome.com. I do not have an account, so I am going to go to the sign up here. I'm going to fill out my information. Obviously they do both cats and dogs, and so I'm going to be registering my cat. And my cat's name is Zeke, and the pet name to appear in the report is Zeke. And my pet is 2 years and 8 months, and he is male. Upload a photo, I'll do that later. Please tell more about Zeke. For those of you who don't know, he is a purebred Maine Coon. He's about 21 pounds. He is spayed, well, neutered, because he's male. Have you used antibiotics in the past year? Yes, we have. Select your pet's body condition. I don't know. I mean, he appears to be a little bit fluffy, but the vet's never told me anything, so I think I'm going to say that he's at his ideal weight. Wow, there's all sorts of questions here. Acute gastritis, cancer, colitis, compulsive grooming. He does grooming, but I don't know if it's compulsive. Wow. FIV positive, fleas, hypothyroidism. Here's the IBD. How is it diagnosed? It was suspected. We did a blood test. I don't see that option on here. Kidney disease, no. Pancreatitis, yes. Tapeworms, gosh, I hope not. Diet, wet and dry. Mental conditions. Zeke is a bit aggressive at times. Yeah, he is. Yep, he has diarrhea. He has had all of his teeth removed except for the canines. Zeke has been on and off of steroids. Add the veterinarian information. I will do that. And submit. Click here to register the sample. Whose sample is this? There's only one to select, and that's Zeke. And what kind of sample? It's a gut sample. And the sample ID is in the lower left corner. And then put the date the sample was collected, which is today. Today's date, which is 10/25. And I'm going to say it was probably a 5. And now it's registered, so that was really important. Now you're going to want to put those vials carefully into the enclosed small plastic bag that comes with it, and then you're going to take that pre-labeled envelope and you're going to put the 2 vials into the envelope and you're going to seal it up. And then very carefully you are going to pass this on to your postal person or drop it off at your nearest post office. do not just stick it in the mail. At least I would advise not. You could possibly end up with broken samples. In our next video, we get Zeke's results back and we get an interpretation of his results from Holly Gantz, the founder of AnimalBiome.